When you're enjoying your barbecue, don't forget all the people that died so you can enjoy that hamburger with your family. You know? Okay. It's the evening before Memorial Day and I'm just enjoying the sunset. So I was inviting you to enjoy it with me. I think we'll talk about Memorial Day and how everybody needs to chill. So this is not going to be your typical Memorial Day pay your respect kind of video, whatever. It's more about a mindset thing regarding days like these. Now, I just did a video on handling the loss of a loved one or a friend. You might want to check that video out. I didn't really plan for this to be a theme, but I guess it is. Over the last couple of days, we look at Memorial Day, we reflect on soldiers who've paid the ultimate price. But what I want to talk about more than that, just for this video, is the living, the people who are still alive, and their approach to things like Memorial Day. And what you'll see is a lot of things on the internet where people are doing attention-seeking behavior, and they all want to morally grandstand. And hey, you know what? This Memorial Day is just don't forget, what this day is for. When you're enjoying your barbecue, don't forget all the people that died so you can enjoy that hamburger with your family. You know? Okay. Like, here's the thing. And I'm somebody who's a veteran, served combat arms, all right, both conventional, special operations, and spent a lot of time overseas. I've had a lot of friends die. That's not what this video is about, however, okay? But I've been there, done that, and I understand this stuff. And I will tell you, if I had paid the ultimate price, and I could probably guess for some of my friends who have paid the ultimate price, I don't think they're turning around in their grave wanting to guilt you for enjoying your day or your weekend with your family. Like, I don't think they want you to feel bad about yourself and about the world while you enjoy that day. I don't think that's the reason for the day. We want to honor those who've passed. Of course, we don't want to forget why Memorial Day exists, of course, but it's about you guys who are living and who are making the free world what it is, right? Whether it's the United States or whether it's another part of the world that fights for the same kinds of principles of freedom that we all believe in, inalienable rights and those sorts of things. Like, it's about living your life and enjoying yourself because you can, because soldiers have fought for that freedom that you have. And some of those soldiers pay the ultimate price. So you're supposed to enjoy yourself. You're supposed to have a good day. You're not necessarily supposed to feel sorry for yourself or grieve or feel bad because you're having a good day. But some of these messages that people put on the internet, like, don't forget why you're enjoying that barbecue, who, don't forget who died for that hot dog. Like, it's a little bit too much. And all that is somebody serving themselves with that post. And this is the problem with the internet and why we are losing ourselves. And the message to you listening to me is to not lose yourself as well. The internet and social media gives you the illusion of social connection, and it gives you the illusion of taking action by doing a post and saying, thoughts and prayers, for example, that absolves you now from taking actual action in your life and in other people's lives in order to actually make a difference. And that's, of course, not true, but that's what our minds psychologically can sometimes do. Is that, oh, cool, I got that dopamine reward with that post. Now I don't have to do anything. And so a lot of people putting these guilt-tripping Memorial Day posts out there, which I see every single year, I'm not trying to fault or shame anybody for it, but you got to think about what you're doing. Really, you're just trying to get that dopamine reward by taking some sort of moral high ground. And I just don't think that is the correct message. as somebody, again, who's put his life on the line many times in combat situations overseas. Okay, and there's a lot of people who could say the same. There's a lot of people who've done more, and certainly those who have paid that price. Okay, yes, honor those people, but you don't have to feel bad either. All right, you're here to enjoy yourself. You're there to enjoy the day. You're there to celebrate the freedoms that you have while remembering the lives that have been lost. So it's not about shaming other people for enjoying themselves because people died over it's they didn't die over the hot dog that you're going to enjoy or the burger that you're going to grill. It's not the point. The point is, of course, fighting for the freedoms and the rights that you have to be able to enjoy your families, enjoy your day, and show a little bit of gratitude, right? And show a little bit of respect. That's what it's for. Um, and so I guess that message is, of course, honor those who've passed. I always do. Um, I, I, I deal with it differently because, of course, I know a lot of people on a personal level who've passed than maybe differently than maybe a civilian who is distanced from those things. But I don't fault that civilian from being distanced from war and being physically or socially distanced from those in the military, those who've died, because that's not why we're not fighting so that you um I guess feel bad about yourself and constantly have to put people up on a pedestal. It's not the point. We want you, I say we like I'm speaking for everybody, but I at least want you to enjoy your freedoms and to have that gratitude. I'm not here to guilt trip you and say, remember who died for that. Remember who died for whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? And so yeah, this goes back to my last video though, is how we handle grief, how we handle loss. And once again, and I've had personal losses, that Memorial Day is a reminder of those losses for me. But what am I doing this weekend? I'm doing my best to spend it with my family, to take some time, to have my gratitude, have my meditation, have my prayers about those who have passed, but to really spend that time enjoying my freedoms as well, because I've certainly earned it, and many of those earned those freedoms for me, right? And so that's what I want you to do. That I think that's a better way of handling this whole thing. I think this whole social media shaming is probably gone a bit too far, and it's just silly. And this is pointing to a bigger issue, which is movement towards psychopathy, right? Because we are becoming, many of us, many people are becoming psychopathic on their social media platforms. When I say psychopathic, what does that mean? Like no care or remorse or no empathy or sympathy for other people that they're talking to. And it's because of the distance. You have a screen, you're talking to a person who's an avatar in a picture, and they're doing the same. So it's not like we've not evolved as human beings to interact this way. So we dehumanize who we're dealing with on places like Twitter or Instagram or your Facebook feeds and stuff like that. And I don't think that's a healthy practice. So I guess a few mindset lessons for this Memorial Day weekend is, one is enjoy the damn weekend, right? That's part of honoring those who've passed away and those who made the ultimate sacrifice and paid the price. Do that honoring and that have that little bit of gratitude, you know, just for yourself. But if you have kids or family, have a word about that. You know, I think a little bit goes a long way. And then the other thing is remember that when you're on social media, you're talking to other human beings. Now, they may be human beings who are trolling others and not taking it serious and have fake avatars and fake stuff. But and I'm not to say that you're not going to tell people to fuck off every now and then and just block them or whatever. It certainly will happen. But remember, though, you're dealing with other human beings, and treat them like that. Treat them like you would treat another human being. Okay? And don't lose sight of the fact that these online people are actually people behind those things, unless of course it's a bot, but then it doesn't matter. Don't move yourself more towards psychopathic behavior with the way that you treat others online. And don't use your online platform to feed your dopamine system so you can feel like you're accomplishing something or feel like you're better than others or morally superior or any of those things. I think that is going to take away from the winning mindset that you need to do better in life. All right, now go out there and enjoy the day.